the motion.
Well, I know, but I just want to ask, I guess, a specific question for Mr. Salerno. Was there something that changed, or is this going to be able to go out to bid, or are we saying that there's something that it doesn't have to go out? I mean, what did you...
Well, let me just address, there's like 4 or 5 different things you guys raised last month, but this was raised both times this contract came up. In fact, I think Mr. Lutz raised it. This is a maintenance contract, okay? Under the Borough Code, same thing under the other codes. Maintenance contracts do not fall under the bidding requirement or the 3-quote requirement, okay? So it's not required to go out to bid. We're not required to get quotes because it's a maintenance contract. It's excluded from that, okay? That doesn't address the other issues that were raised about conflicts and the Ethics Act, but this contract does not require it to go out to bid, period. This was addressed in 2008, it was addressed in 2011.
Can we at least deal with this Monday night?
Well, I would like to just why it's on the table, we could finish it up Monday, but, the idea, I would like to just be able to, kind of protect the council itself and make sure,
Let's just work on it then.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to address all the issues?
What questions do you have, Doug?
Okay, well, the first question, I have, if it's under maintenance, is that something that falls under something that our borough workers are doing? Because right now, it's, the idea of it's not easy to bring up something that you feel that, is going to be taking a job, or it's nothing personal at all. It's just the idea of if it's something that our borough workers are already doing 3/4 of the work, which they're cutting all the grass at the complex, how much more time is it going to be to rake the dirt and line it? So that part of it, I'm not really sure exactly the manpower or whatever. But if that's something where, again, if we need to have somebody extra, the borough workers aren't able to do it, or it's going to conflict with their schedule and it's going to be overtime and it's not going to be cost effective, again, it comes back to, this is something that's public money, like Mr. Jarr said, it needs to go out to bid for the, for the taxpayers' sake. We want to do the lowest, whatever the lowest bid is going to be.
It does not need to go out to bid. I don't know what part of this you don't understand.
Well,
it's a maintenance contract.
I guess what
okay? Whether the borough workers can do the job, that's not a legal question. That's up to council.
Mm-hmm.
This contract, maintenance contract, doesn't matter how big it is, repair contracts, do not have to go out to bid, do not require 3 quotes, period.
Well, and one question on that, Mr. Salerno, is there a monetary limit on maintenance contracts?
What did I just say? It doesn't matter. It's a maintenance contract. There is no limit. That $19,000 limit does not apply to maintenance contracts.
Suppose we were a big city and we had 50 ball fields and it cost us $100,000. That would be a maintenance program where somebody could just hand $100,000.
I would have to look at the city code, but I'm talking about the borough code.
Okay.
Well, I guess
But there's no limit on money.
No.
Okay.
the question I had then, it goes back to the same thing. Although a maintenance contract or whatever doesn't need to go out to bid, it still goes back to, the ethics, which is a state statute. Doesn't state statute, trump borough code?
Okay. Let me address that, because that was also addressed in 2008 and 2011, but we'll address it again, okay? Because, again, you're confusing things.
Sure.
The Ethics Code said that under 1103F, which you partly quoted, not all the way, says that no public official or employee or his spouse or child can enter into contract valued at more than $500 with the governmental body, okay? Unless the contract has been awarded through an open and public process, including prior public notice and subsequent public disclosure, okay? So it's put on the agenda. The gentleman who's going to receive the contract's name is there. I went through the minutes in 2008, 2011. There was a public discussion and discourse on why it made sense to give it to Mr. Plenski because his family has done the work, and why it kind of doesn't make sense to require the borough workers to do it. I mean, there was a whole discussion about it, and it's my opinion that satisfies the requirement of 1103. It doesn't say anything in there about public bids or quotes, etc. All right. So, my opinion, okay, and this is important that it get on the record and it be in the minutes, is that the council will not be violating 1103F if they vote for this contract. All right. Obviously, because I also heard the word conflict of interest, obviously Mr. Plenski would have a conflict. He cannot vote for a contract that would benefit his son. He has not voted for it in the past. I'm assuming he's not going to vote for it on Monday night. So there's no conflict, there's no violation of the Ethics Act, and there's no violation of the Borough Code regarding advertisements. This is the opinion that was offered in 2008, again in 2011, and again in 2014.
All right, so, I mean, to me, there's so many different things going on here, and you know, of course, I'm not a lawyer, but would we be okay as council, is they have an advisory committee that deals with the Ethics Commission, State Ethics Commission has an advisory. Is this something that we could pass through the advisory committee to get their opinion on it before that we vote on it, just to see what they say? And if they're going to come back and say, you know, this is something that is ethical, there's no problem, then we would all be a lot more comfortable, you know, voting on it and something like that. Is this something as a council we could poll? Is this something that you guys would be willing to do?
Well, you would be more comfortable because I'm already comfortable because
No, that's what I'm asking.
I've discussed it in the past. I've been here 10 years, so all these other times that it's come up, it's been okay. Like, I don't need to.
And I won't want to either now.
So you, even
I'm
if it's...
fine with it.
I know, but I'm just asking a question.
I'm fine with
You don't have to be so defensive. All I'm saying is...
I need to tell you that we're gonna be here all night. I'm okay with it. You can do what you have to do to make yourself
So
feel better.
it's not me feel better, it's the
Yeah,
council, as a council.
I'd like
I
to.
think we rely on our solicitor for his opinion.
Yes,
And he
exactly.
gave it.
Okay, well then,
Let me say this about,
Let
let me say this, yeah, Mr. President, let me say this about the Ethics Committee. They will entertain hypotheticals, and I'll be honest with you, the answers they give are kind of like not definite. Well, if this or this, maybe, it's not going to give us any definite answer. And let me say this also, because I am concerned about what council does. The Ethics Act also provides that if council in good conscience relies upon my opinion, and it turns out that I was wrong, that you will not be liable for those penalties under the Act. In other words, you're protected by relying on my opinion, if you rely on it in good faith. Now, if you don't believe my opinion and vote based upon it, then you might have a problem. But if you rely on my opinion in good faith, then you're protected under the Act. As long as my opinion is stated on the record, which it has been and is put in the minutes, the council's protected.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
okay, I'm not finished yet, Betty. Well, I'm not, Betty. We're still talking.
No, you're still talking to me here.
This is-
I mean, it's.
I know it's past the time that you want to stay, but I don't know what's so good part
I'll
about
stay as
living.
long as I have to, but I'm stuck with it.
I don't think anybody made a motion to adjourn.
It's good.
We got a motion on the floor in a second. You wanted,
I'm not finished. I mean, this is ridiculous that they just get up and walk away. Totally disrespectful. But with Mr. Salerno, I mean, what I'm going to ask is that, can you put it in writing of why this contract doesn't need to go out to bid?
No, not unless I'm directed to. I think I've stated everything on the record. I can give you a copy of the Borough Code. It's very clear. Maintenance contracts don't fall under that.
Well, I guess I'm not worried about borough code as much as I am is the state statute. I mean, that's the,
They're two different things, Tony. You want to keep confusing them.
no, I'm confused.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Well,
Okay?
Look, let's put it this way, you have a week to talk to your attorney that you talk to normally and get some more of his opinion. The question is for Monday.
Yeah, why don't you
So I
have
gotta-
contact?
Yeah, contact him, he'll tell you what to do for next week. We got a motion on the floor.
Because
And a
this is why,
second.
I was gonna say here.
Meeting adjourned.
Listen, just so you know, this is clear.
They cut that, that's what I was saying to them.